Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin, and today we have the next update, or the June update, for Deck of Panning. So if you are just now tuning into this project, welcome. I personally have been doing this project for 3 years on YouTube and an additional year prior to that. I think I posted on Instagram, but this project was originally created and continues to be hosted by Emily from Emily and Max. I always do have her channel, her intro video, and her game board linked in my description box. But this panning game, I guess is what we call it, but it revolves around a deck of cards and a game board. And so each card in the deck relates to a prompt on the game board. We select cards at random and we get prompts at random. So I do love to use this project, especially for a usage goal type of project, even though I have some long haul items in here right now that are just, but here nor there. I do have a few rollouts. I have actually 3 rollouts, so we get to draw in 3 more cards. So if you guys want to see what items I'm able to roll out, and if you guys want to see the new cards that I draw in, stick around. We're getting into my June update for Deck of Panning right now. We are still not done with the purple eye looks yet. I still do have both of my purple palettes back there. As I was scrolling back through my videos to look at my last Deck of Panning description box to pull these products back out, I was like, purple look, purple look, purple look, purple look. So we're going to continue on with our purple looks because I have purple palettes to use in my No Pan Left Behind, which I think I'll film that this weekend as well because I won't have time to film it. So I'll probably end up filming it a couple days early, which kind of sucks because I'm not going to have the amount of usage on my palettes, but we are looking really good. My little thing back there is looking very empty. So we will have a very exciting update for not Deck of Panning, but for my No Pan Left Behind, and actually for my Project 10 uses too. So we will make sure to stick around for that. But let me pull up my Canva because that is where I store my graphics, and we will be looking at I'll go through them in the order in which they were rolled in, and then, like I said, I have 3 rollouts. So this item has been in from the very beginning. It was in for all of last year or for part of last year, but this item will probably be in for the entirety of the year also. And this one was pulled in for an 8 of spades, which is an in it for the long haul product. And that is my Fenty Beauty Easy Drop Blurring Skin Tint. I used to know the name of this by heart, and now I had to look at it. Welcome to my brain today. I'm not able to make any new marks just because I can't see through the packaging. I do have this in shade 2. I was going to say it's a little bit light, but I bronzed the crap out of myself. So if you actually look at like the palest part of my arm, this is pretty much my shade. I just like to bronze myself, but I will try to have some sort of graphic popping up, maybe with a change in weights, or I'll put down here what my change in weights are, because I have been using this a lot. Actually, let me grab my book and I'll tell you guys. So I did start mixing this in with my other foundations. So just in June alone, I've used it 14 times. So I have 14 uses just in June on this foundation or skin tint because I decided I don't really like it on its own, but I do like it to kind of sheer out my other products. And I use this in the same way that I use my Misha BB cream to kind of thin out a more full coverage product, which, oh my God, thank God for the lights, because my skin does not look very good today as in my foundation. So, and not even the foundation, it's the concealer. So it is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer. It is so dry. I am not a fan. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that concealer because I do have that rolled into my project pan. So I'll give a better update on it in that video, but I'm going to have to maybe mix that with something because that concealer is not it for me. But as far as the skin tint goes, I am very happy with my continued use on that. Hopefully that'll be an empty by the end of the year, but we will just keep on rolling. The next item is going to be a rollout, and this was rolled in for a 9 of diamonds, and this is for a non-makeup item, so I did roll in a skincare product, and this is the Paula's Choice Calm Nourishing Milky Toner, and my goal was to use half of this, and I was able to get below that goal. So our goal mark is right there, and then our mark right there is where we were at this morning. And so I was able to meet goal on this. I only have half of this product left. So this is just a milky toner. I did get this on clearance on like a Marshall's or something. I wouldn't pay full price for that. I think that you can find some really good milky toners from K-beauty brands that are less expensive than Paula's Choice. So I am just happy to have it. I'm happy that I'm using my products, and again, hopefully graphics are popping up. Let's see, what was my next item? Oh, my lovely item that I rolled in for the Joker. So in this project, you keep one of your Jokers in your deck, and a Joker is an "Are you joking?" prompt. So I picked a product that was hard. You can pick products that like you don't want to pan, but we don't hate pan. So it's not necessarily something that you will hate pan, but maybe something that's a little bit more difficult. You can give yourself a difficult goal. You can give a prompt, or you can bring in a product that's kind of like a fantasy self product that you never wear because it is expensive. And so it kind of forces you to use your products. But I did make a new mark. I have been mixing this in with my foundation, and then I painted myself with it. So this tan is this. But this is my e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter, and it is in the tan shade. So I love using the Halo Glows as a mix-in product for my foundations, and also I love using this again to bronze up my chest and shoulders and my arms as needed. But like I said, we do have another mark right there. And so we are moving right along. Of course, I told you guys to get from the top down to that other like nail polish mark right there. That was 14 months of use. So we've done really good over the last couple months with me using this, but it also helps that it is summertime. It is hot, and I am spending a tiny bit more time outside, so I am getting a little bit of a natural tan on my body, even though my arm, this I did not bronze up, so my arm is still lighter than my chest. So I bronzed up a little bit today because you're seeing me from here up. But we are moving right along with that. Do I feel like I can finish this by the end of the year? I am not sure, but like I said, I am mixing it in with my foundation every day. Let's look at another rollout. So this was rolled in for a 7 of clubs, which at the time that was a cream or liquid product. And I did roll in a travel size perfume, and this is one of the Viktor & Rolf Flower Bomb Ruby Orchid. And you guys can see we are done. So this was not, I usually really love the Viktor & Rolf fragrances. Some of the Flower Bomb ones are hit or miss for me, and the Ruby Orchid was a little bit of a miss. It had a little bit of a muskiness to it on the dry down that I didn't really like. I liked it when I first sprayed it on myself, but the dry down was a little bit too musky for me. So I ended up using this more of a room spray, which the way that I do that with my fragrances is I spray them on my curtains in my office here. So I just do some sprays on the curtains and it kind of permeates throughout the room. But we are done, and this is another fragrance empty for the year, so very happy about that. And this is another card that we get to roll into this project. Now, this one here, another rollout. This was for a 4 of spades, which at the time was an out of your hands. So this was a prompt where I had to kind of like ask a friend to pick for me. And I try to always have a No Pan Left Behind palette in this project. So I had picked out 2 palettes and I texted them to my friend Andy here on YouTube, and I had her pick, and she ended up picking one of my single shade palettes. This palette here is from Give Me Glow, and then this is the color story on the inside, and so I was able to finish No Pan Left Behind on this palette. So this one is another rollout. Very happy, and I love all these shades. This is Makeup Geek, ColourPop, and Sydney Grace, and everything in here still works beautifully. So love the color story and love this palette. And again, I have 3 palettes left there on my little tray, and I'm gonna have to figure out what palettes I want to bring in because that's empty, and I need some more fun palettes in my life. So the last item was a Copycat item, and actually I don't have the card. I don't know what card that was last time. I think it was another 4 of diamonds because I have a screenshot of a 4 of diamonds on my phone. So I believe it was the 4 of diamonds and it was a Copycat item. So I have the ColourPop glowing lip in Girl Please, and I have a usage goal on it of 40 uses because I drew a 4. Now this product is actually at work in my desk, in a little cup on my desk. So I forgot to bring it home because I have been busy at work and I forgot to bring it home. And I will not be going back to work prior to needing to edit this video and upload it, so I will not be able to show you guys a picture comparison, but I will try to bring it home with me next update so that we can get a comparison shot. But I can tell you that I've only used this 7 or 8 times out of the 40. So it'll be in here for a little bit more. I thought that I would use it a whole lot more just applying it at work, but it is a little bit more of a darker color. And so I'm not necessarily reaching for it a whole bunch at work if I don't need to. But this was a Copycat item, which meant, the prompt meant that I would need to copy another panner. And so I copied Donna from My Makeup Obsession, and she is panning the Clinique Black Honey, the Almost lipstick, and this is a very similar formula and very similar shade to that, so that's why I wanted to go ahead and work on this one. So we're still only 7 or 8 uses into that 40 use goal, so that will be staying in. But we do have my toner, my fragrance, and my palette that I hit goal on, so we will be able to roll in 3 new products. Let me put these all away and we'll get our cards out. We'll look at our game board and we will see what cards we're drawing in. All right, I do have these beautiful Star Wars cards with this beautiful gold foil, and I always try to look to see how far down in the deck BB-8 was. So BB-8 is my Joker, and so I try to see where he was at in my deck to see how close I was to getting him again. So he was right in the middle. So there is my BB-8. He was right in the middle, and he's going right back in the deck. So I do have the game board pulled up. I'm going to shuffle a couple times. Fantasy Self, Out of Your Hands Again, Non-Makeup Item, Letter, Copycat, Spotlight, a Panner, so that's kind of a little bit of the same thing. Graveyard, Glowy, Matches Shirt. I'm just in a black, so I'm loving these black bralette things from Target. I'm living in these, so I'm just in black today because I got bike shorts on, I got a sports bra on, I'm doing some laundry, I'm filming this real quick, and then I will get back to my normal day of doing adult things because I'd rather be hanging out on the deck with the puppy dogs. But let me shuffle one more time. We do have a veto in there, which that is fun. Oh, and I completely forgot. I feel like I'm so rusty, even though this past month has flown by. I feel like I'm rusty with this project. But the aces and the face cards don't change, so those prompts stay the same all the time. And then, of course, we have our Joker. And then, like I said, the numbered cards are the ones that Emily shuffles that board every single month. So I have my deck. We are nice and shuffled. I split the deck on camera with you guys, and I don't look even though what would it matter because I can't see the ones on the top. But our top 3 cards are the ones that we are picking for our prompts. So let's take a calming breath. Let's leave BB-8 where he needs to be. Let's not bring him into this universe, and let's see what we're picking. So card number 1, 4 of diamonds. Again, so we had that one last time, but this will be a different prompt than before. So 4 of diamonds is an impulse purchase. Interesting. I haven't been doing a whole lot of impulse purchasing recently, and you guys would have seen that in my buys and buys, but that does not mean that I have not done impulse purchasing in the past. So let's go with card number 2, which is going to be our 8 of spades, which is collecting cobwebs. Okay, I have tons of those because my collection is large in some categories. And then our last card off the top is 4 of hearts. So we have avoided BB-8, and this is another non-makeup item. Okay, that works. I'm going to put my deck away. Actually, I'm curious now how, oh, BB-8 was at the bottom. So this is the top of the deck. This is the bottom of the deck. BB-8 was all the way at the bottom of the deck. I told you he needed to stay out of my universe. But we'll go ahead and we'll put my deck of cards aside. So we have a non-makeup item, we have a collecting cobwebs, and we have an impulse purchase. So let me see about grabbing some products for these prompts, and I will be right back. All right, I am back, and that felt a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be. Sorry, my mind went right to the gutter. Right, I mean, it nose dove. No, I did a nose dive into the gutter. Don't mind me. But we had our 4 of diamonds, which is an impulse purchase. And I thought of this one because I don't think, like, I'm not making impulse purchases anymore. Usually I'm very intentional about what my makeup purchases are, but that doesn't mean that I didn't run out and purchase this. So this is one of the ColourPop lipsticks, and this is in Virgo Moon. So I'm going to call this an impulse purchase because I actually used up one of these in Virgo Moon a couple years ago, and I repurchased it, number one, because I like the formula, I like the color, and also for this project, sometimes there's a prompt that is like your astrology sign, and I have nothing else in my collection with Virgo in it. So I was like, I need that lipstick back because I loved it, and also I'll have it for the prompt if I ever get it. I did not need another lipstick, especially since I am forcing myself to use lipsticks right now. But this is such a beautiful, creamy formula. It feels very silicone based. Again, like, I don't know how to, I know I can look at the ingredients. I won't say I don't know how to tell if it's silicone based or not. I am too lazy to look up whether or not it is silicone based. It just feels silicone based, but it gives that beautiful, almost like blotted, blurred lip because it is like, it dries down to be this beautiful kind of blurred look. So I got it all over my finger, and I don't want to wipe it on my shorts, so it's getting wiped on my leg. We'll go with that. But I do love this shade, and maybe I'm like channeling some palettes to come into my collection with more of a warm tone. So now, with it being a 4, I am not ambitious enough to roll this in for 40 uses, so I'm going to split the difference and we're going to go with 20 uses. So I will need to write this in my book, and it is my job to use this lipstick 20 times before I can roll it out. Of course, we won't see a bunch of changes with the actual bullet, but we'll just see how I do with getting 20 uses out of it. My hair is in a desperate need of washing, and so I loaded it up with hairspray to kind of keep the flyaways down because the humidity is so serious right now. I think earlier, well, the obligatory weather update for my hot and humid climate. So it is 88 degrees, feels like 96. earlier it was like 90, feels like 102 or something like that. But we do have rain coming. It is raining every single day. And it's Florida rain, so it like thunderstorms and like knocks out your power and like torrential downpour for like 10 minutes, and then it's sunny and hot again, and then you wait for the next rain cloud to roll through and you get another 10 minutes of torrential downpour. Welcome to our rainy season. So the storm clouds are actually coming. I'm surprised I can't hear thunder yet, but the humidity was killing my hair, so I loaded myself down with hairspray, and now after I get done filming, I'm going to take a shower and just wash all of this off. But we are rolling into our next card, which is our Eight of Spades. I am home alone for the next 4 days. My husband is actually at my brother-in-law's wedding. So my husband went to St. Augustine for my brother-in-law's wedding. And so my husband's out of town for the next 4 days. I'm by myself with the dogs, and I don't know what to do with myself. So I think my only quote unquote human interaction for the next couple days is me and you sitting down together. So bear with me. But we had our Eight of Spades, which is a collecting cobwebs. And actually, I love this nail polish. So I'm rolling in a nail polish. Surprise. And really, for me to roll in a nail polish is a big deal because I roll them into my Project 10 uses, and I have been having to drag myself to paint my nails, but I've been doing really, really good with painting my nails, and I love this shade, and I used a lot of this shade, and I haven't used it in like a year. So I feel like this is a good collecting cobwebs. This is from Holo Taco, and this is their blushed ice. It is this beautiful, like pinky rose gold with a holographic shimmer in it. It is gorgeous, and it's so forgiving on the nails too. Like you almost don't need a perfect application for this to look good. Now, since we rolled in an 8, I'm going to do 8 uses on this. But you guys know the way that I do my uses on my nail polish is that every hand or every foot counts as one use. So I will need to do 4 manicure, pedicure combinations before I can roll out the blushed ice nail polish. But I am very happy to use this again. Like it was separated. I will probably have to add some like nail polish thinner to this. And so I just want to get some more use out of that beautiful shade of nail polish. And then our last item was the 4 of Hearts, and that is a non-makeup item. And let me pick up these. So I am going to force myself to do some self-care. And so I'm rolling in 3 sheet masks. Now, these are different ones. I thought about just rolling in the 2 that I have remaining of this, but I was like, let me make myself use these 2. So I do have one from Azure, and this is the collagen and peptide firming mask. I actually really like these. I got these at like TJ Maxx or Marshall's. The serum in these is beautiful. If this company sold just this serum, which I have not been able to find just this serum like online from this brand, the peptide and collagen serum that's in this mask is beautiful. So I am going to force myself to do that one. I do have 2 from Dr. Jart. I have one of their Ceramidin Skin Barrier Moisturizing Masks. I got a pack of like 5 of these in a FabFitFun, so I want to use one of these. And then I also have one of the Dr. Jart Brightening Solution Masks, and I bought this full price at Sephora. So I spent $10 on this mask, and that was months ago, and I haven't used it yet. So Erin, you are going to use your masks, and all of these feel super juicy, and that makes me excited. Mind in the gutter again. So we are getting excited about really juicy things, and that means that after I use the mask, I'll have extra juice in there that I can use for a couple more nights. I love taking the extra serum that's in there and like taking it all down my chest and like just soaking myself in it. So we're going to use 3 juicy sheet masks, and I'm going to do some self-care. I might actually do one of those tonight after I wash all this off while I'm sitting in bed. eating pizza by myself because I eat like a raccoon whenever I'm by myself. So I think I might do one of my masks, but that will force me to do it. So we have 20 uses on our lipstick. We have 8 uses on our nail polish. We have our face masks. We have our use up goal for the Halo Glow and Tan. We have a finish goal on my Fenty Eavesdrop. And then we have a 40 use goal on my ColourPop Glowing Lip, which, like I said, I have like 7 or 8 uses. I've been keeping track at work. So I will have an update picture for you guys on next update for that lipstick. But otherwise, that's what we have. I am so excited. Like, I am very, very excited. I just noticed that I did not roll in a palette, but that's okay because we're going to fill that puppy up during my next video, which is my No Pan Left Behind and my Project 10 uses. I have so many freaking rollouts that video is going to be so much fun to film and to randomize some things in. But otherwise, I'm very excited about what I have here, and I am going to go. So of course, I'm going to encourage you guys to do all of the things, and I'm going to encourage you to hit a thumbs up on this video. Let me know that you guys are enjoying my content. If you are new or lurking, consider hitting that subscribe button. It's free for you, helps me out a lot. And what do I do here? I do project panning, conscious consumerism, beauty budgets, psychobabbles, puppy dogs, which I was going to do another get ready with me. And I kind of thought about talking about, I don't know, you guys are maybe going to have to like filter in some topics, but I finished up my therapy sessions, and as a therapist going to therapy, like I have some thoughts. And so I kind of wanted to maybe like babble about that and kind of like not a mental health check-in, because I'm fine, guys. I'm fine. Stress is stress, but I'm fine. And actually, me going to therapy as a therapist myself was actually really fun, weirdly. So I was thinking about doing a get ready with me with that, but you guys let me know if there's some other topics. But I do get ready with me is where I just babble about stuff, and apparently you guys enjoy it. So if that seems interesting, then stick around, consider hitting that subscribe button. I also have 3 German Shepherds who are all sleeping right now, so they did not make an appearance, but you guys will usually always see them walking behind me. But the last thing, of course, drop me a line down below. Let me know how you guys are doing. As I'm doing my sheet mask tonight, maybe I will reply to some comments as well. I love chit-chatting with you guys and hearing how you guys are doing, so make sure to drop me a line down below. I do appreciate each and every one of you for being here with me and for following along with my projects and encouraging me, and you guys are amazing. So I do appreciate you guys so, so much. But I'm going to go. So I'm going to wish you guys all a beautiful day, and I'll catch you in my next one.